Okay. For our project today, we were going to do a to-do list. As you can see, the functionality is not that complex. So I will have please add to-do. So I will just have an input here. And in this input, I can just put a text, and after that, it will create a to-do for me. But it look like a little problem. So let me go here. I cannot see myself. Adil, can you mute yourself? Let me go to my form, and my form here, it's input. Let's just go to the input here. Input type text, and here let's just say placeholder. I think I have placeholder. Input type text. And do we have placeholder? Yes, we have placeholder and text align. Let's make it center. Okay, now it's better. So as you can see here, I will just have an input here, and whenever I try to enter, just click on enter, it will give me an error message. To do cannot be empty. If I do the same, I just click on the button and everything is empty, it will give me the same error message. But when I start typing, for example, test, the error message, it will be gone. And voila, I can add my to-do here. Now, my to-do here have two functionality. I can check it. And when I click on this button, the text, it will change to checked. And there will be like, there will be line going through my to-do. Yeah, there will be line going through my to-dos just to mark it as checked. Of course, I can check it and uncheck it depending on my need. And of course, I can delete it. So that's simply the functionality. I can add as much as I want to. And of course, I can delete as much I want to as well.
Does he have calendar?
Hmm?
Does he have calendar in it?
I'm sorry?
Does he have calendar?
Does he have calendar?
Calendar?
Yeah, like this.
Select the date, you mean? No, this is basic to do. But if you want to add calendar, why not? I mean, you can try. But that's a basic application. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to I'm going here. I'm going to delete all of those. Delete. I'm going to my app. Why did I delete it? I don't know. Yeah, I shouldn't delete the CSS. Actually, let me just delete those. Delete those. I'm going to keep those the file, the component here. Delete. To-do list also delete. I'm going to my app.jsx. I'm going to delete as well. And now here I can just create my new app, HYF-BE. And what I can do here, I can get rid of this one. I don't have any props. And let me just put parentheses. And here, yeah, that's all I need. No more, no less. And voila. So now if I go to my application, as you can see, my application has nothing. Okay, and now we will try to build it. So what do you think we should do? Any idea? Let's start with the form. Yes. Maybe we can start with the form. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, what should we do in the form? A check. So we need a checkbox or we need an input. So if you remember before, it was just like an input and a button. So we don't need really checkbox here. It's because when I click on the button, my text, it will be line. So we'll have a line go through. You can use CSS to do so.
Square, we can check it, and it will cross.
It is possible as well. So there is no one way to do it. It really depends on your project. I will try to make it as simple as possible for you, okay? So now I want to create my component. How can I create my component? Guys, it's not the first project we are doing. You need to help me. No, before that, how can I create my component? RAFC. So I can just use this shortcut. I need to delete React. I don't need that. Voila. Now, if I go to my form here, I have a div. I need to replace it, right? I need to replace it with something called form. Voila. Okay, now inside the form, as I told you, I will need an input. So let's type input. The type it will be text, right? So if I say input, type text like that, and voila. Of course, I have an ID. I don't want to add an ID. Just type text for now should be fine. I'm not sure if I have a class for it. I don't think I have a class, but anyway. So I just need an input type text. That's all I need. But also I need something else. Can anyone tell me what it is? I need a button, right? What's the type of the button it will be?
Submit.
Submit. So the button here, I will just choose button, type submit because I'm inside a form. So I had two functionality when I click on enter and also when I, so here, let's just say add to do or just add here for now. Now here, if I go, of course, nothing will happen. Why? Because I just cannot, I didn't link my component yet. So let's try to link my component. I will go to, for now, I will go to main. And in main, I'm gonna create just a component, RFCP, just like that. And here in this main here, what I'm going to do here, I'm just gonna import my form. So if I type just form without even importing it, if I type form like that, form, and click enter, it does not work. I'm not sure why.
It's a closing tag.
It's an closing tag.
Yeah, but if I close the tag, it also doesn't work.
But your tag is a closing tag. in form.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So let's say slash, but still did not import it. Because normally you should import it automatically, but anyway, I can just now import my form, import form, voila, and my form is here. So what should I do now? I will just import main inside the app.jsx because I want to see something. I want to see my component, this form. So let's just go to app.jsx. And now here I can just simply import my, it was main, right? Import main. And here I'm gonna just show my main like that. Just main here, voila. That should be fine. Now, if I go to my browser, now I have my form, as you can see, which is nice. I have an input and I have a button. That's okay. It's not styled. It's not important for now. Let's go back to our form. Now, in the form, what should I do? What should I do in the form? I will try to get the input, right? But how can I get the input? How can I get the input from the, I'm sorry, how can I get the text from the input?
Value.
No, we need to add an event listener, right? So we need to add an event listener to the input. Whenever the user try to type something, we need to grab this value. What will be the event? On change. So normally in React, with the form, we use something called on change. And on change here, normally, I can just create my function here on change. So I can just say const change handler, change handler. And change handler here, I will need to receive, what do I need to receive? I need to receive the event. Why do I need to receive the event? Why do I need the event here?
To prevent the default.
No, but not to prevent the default, but because the event has a value. If I set event.target.value, it will give me the value. So now here, I need to grab the event in this function here, in this handler. I need to have the event, but I cannot pass the event. So if now I put my function this way, it will not work because if I execute it like that, it will not work. It will execute it immediately. It will not wait for the user when it input. So what should I do? So I need to put it inside a function. So what I can do here, I can just create an arrow function and make it one line. I don't need the body of the function. I will grab the event and I'm passing my event here. Voila. And here, if I now log event.target dot value, it will give me whatever I want to. Let's try. And let's try to submit it. So as you can see here, voila, whenever it's on change, so whenever I'm changing something, while I'm grabbing the value. So that's simple. So I was managed to grab the value, which is nice. But now here, what I want to add another event to the form itself. What will be the event? On. So I'm trying to submit my form. So what will be the event? No, here I will not add anything here. So when I click on the button, the type is submit. It will try to submit my form, right? So the event here in React, the form event, it will be on submit. On submit. By the way, that's how we handle a form all the time. So I can just say on submit. Oh, my keyboard is not working. On submit. And here on submit, of course, I need to create another function here. So let's just say const submit handler. And in submit handler, I need to now to do that. I need to prevent the default. Why do I need to prevent the default? Because whenever I click on the button, it will try to submit my form and it will refresh the page. I want to stop this behavior. So in order to do so, I can call my submit handler, but also I will need the event. So what I need to do here, I need to pass a function E, and here now I need to call my submit handler, and I pass my E. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to prevent the default. If I do not notice, if I did not prevent the default, notice what will happen. Whenever I click on the button, it's refreshing my page. Notice, click, it's refreshing my page. Click, it's refreshing my page. But if I say event.prevent default, I will not have this behavior. Notice, enter, it's not refreshing really my page. What the hell happened? So it's not really refreshing my page, and that's really what I want to. Okay, that's good. But I'm not done here. I will need something here. So this value, it will be changed. Whenever this value change, I want my component to re-render. So what do I will need? No. So again, the value here, the value of the input here, whenever the value changes, I want somehow to render this component. So I will need piece of state. I will need state. So what I need to do here now, I can just say const. What should we name it? We name it input or text, maybe. It's up to you. Let's name it input. So I will say input set input. Again, set input. And here I can use state. What is the default value of my input? It will be an empty string, right? That's the default value. And now I can come to my button. I can come to my input here, and now I need to give it a value. What is the value? What is the value? The value, it will be the input. Voila. Now, if I save it, so now as you can see, I have the value, and the value, it will be the input, this piece of state. I have type, which is text, and then I have on change. Whenever on change happen, I'm passing my event. I'm calling change handler, which is nice now. Now, what do I want to do? Well, whenever the user click on something, I need now to update this input here. So how can I update the value of set input? So I need to change here this value, right? How can I change it? I told you the value of the input is inside event.target.value, right? So I need to update this input. This input by default, its value is empty string. But now I want to update it all the time. Whenever the user click on the button, what should I do? I need to use set input function. It's just like a counter. When I click on the button, I want to give it a new value. And that's what I need to do. But if the value is empty string, should I allow the user to do so? So if the value empty string, for example, if I go here and I just hit enter, should I allow the user to do that?
Try and catch.
So maybe I can show the user, when the user tries just to enter, maybe I can show him an error. So how can I do that? Well, it's quite simple. I can just check here. I can just say if event.target.value is equal to empty string, I will return. And else now I can set my value, set input to event.target.value. Is that okay? So if the event.target.value, and also maybe I can make it to trim actually. I can trim it if I want to. Trim, do you know what trim is doing? It will remove the empty space or the space from the beginning and the end of the string. So if event.target.value.trim is equal to empty string, I will return, I will do nothing. But here, if not, I will just set the input to event.target.value. Okay, now that's okay. For now, it is okay. And now here, if I come here, I will have the, actually I can do it even here, not just not on change here. Maybe I can do it here actually. Let's go here. Let's just set the input for now. We will do nothing here. Just set the input. Let's do it in submit. So in submit, what I can do here, I can just say if input, which will be easier. If no input, and I need to use trim, right? So I can just put it either here or here. I can put it in submit. It will be better. Trim. If no input dot trim, so then here what I can do, I can just return. Else, I can do something else here. I can just log for now, log the input. So what did I do here? In change handler, what I did here, I'm just setting the value. And when the user click on enter or click on the button, I'm preventing the default. I'm checking if the input dot trim, if there is no input dot trim, that means if it's an empty string, I will return it. Otherwise, I will log the input. Let's try to do it here and see if that will work or not. So here now, empty string, I'm just click enter. So as you can see, I have nothing. If I click on the add, I have nothing. But now if I type anything and I click enter, well, I have the value. That means my code is working. But I will need another piece of state. Can anyone tell me why do I need another piece of state? Why do I need another piece of state? We need to have an error message, right? Did you forget about the error message? So we need to show the error message. But how can I do that? Sorry. No. The error message also need to be piece of state. I need to use piece of state because it will change. And whenever the value change, I want to render a message or not. Whenever you want your component to show something, you need to use state. So maybe I can use another piece of state, just say const error, set error. And here by default, the value it will be, by default, should I show the should I show the error message or not by default? I should not show it, right? But now here, for example, if I came here and if the input dot trim, if it's empty string, maybe I can show the message here. So I can come here and I say set error, it's equal to true. Okay. Whenever the user click on something here, change something, or enter something, should I keep the message error or should I remove it? And now here I can just say set error to false, set error to false. Voila. Voila. Come on. False. Again, so what I need to do, if the input is empty string, I should show the error message. That's why I make it true. Now, when the user try to type something, I should, what should I be doing here? I should remove the error message. But now a question here. Maybe the user click on here, click on the enter key. If he click on the enter key, should I? If the user click on the enter key, should I keep the message or should I remove it? So if the user click on the enter key, should I keep the message or remove it? Enter key.
Without typing anything.
So let me show you what do I mean. So if the user came here and just click enter only.
No, not really.
So what I need to do here, I need to make some check. I need to check if the user here, the button he click on it, if it's the enter, I should not remove the error message. I should keep it. But if the keyboard or the key, the user click on it, anything but enter, I should remove it. You understand my point? So what how can I check that? Well, I can just say if event dot, we have something called key, right? Event dot key. What the hell is going on? Event dot. If event dot, I think it's key code, something like that. Is key is, if event dot key is equal to enter, I'm gonna return. Other than that, as you can see, I'm gonna set error to false, and I'm gonna target this one here. So that should be easy, right? But now what I need to do, I need to show my message. But how can I show my message? Where I can show my message? Remember, the value of the error is true and false. So maybe I can render my error conditionally. Do you remember render a value conditionally? Yes. So maybe I can come here and I just put here, I can just put curly brace here and I say error. And so if the error is true, it will show it. If it's not true, it will not show this message. And here I can just close my div and I can give it a class error. And here I can just say, for example, text cannot be empty, or input cannot be empty. Yeah, what the hell is going on here? Input cannot be empty. Cannot be empty. That's okay, but I have a slightly problem, right? Do you think I have a problem or not? Can anyone tell me what's the problem here? Can anyone tell me what's the problem here? Not I know you know. What's the problem? Indeed. So in React, that's the reason why I'm doing it. So in React, you need to return one parent. So you need to have one parent. What do I mean by that? So now the form, as you can see, form, and I have this one. So I'm returning two elements. These two elements need to have one parent. At the end, I need to return one element. Okay, so what can I do? Well, I can just put empty fragment here. I can just put empty fragment like that. And now I can cut in my empty fragment and I can just put it here. And problem fixed, as you can see. So you need to remember something. In return here, I need to have one parent. I cannot return two parent like that. In React, that's not allowed. So if you have this problem, what you can do, you can just put empty fragment. I don't want to put a div because I will have extra div, so I put empty fragment here. Empty fragment it's not an element. It will help me to put as a form and the error inside one parent, so I don't have an error. So cannot be empty, cannot be empty. And now let's try to see if that will work or not. I don't know. Let's see. Click. So now here, if I click enter, so input cannot be empty, and that's what I want to. If I click on add, same idea, but now if I type something, D, it's gone. That's good. Now, if I click enter again, it will show me the error, and that's what I want to now. If I click again on enter, it will not remove the message. If I click on enter million times, or I click on the button million times, it will not remove the message because I did not input a text. But if I input any text, voila, the error is gone. And that's what I want to. Sorry?
And for this, we don't need set them out like we did in the JavaScript.
We need
You
that.
don't need set timeout with this.
No. You don't need to, because as you can see, React is make it really simple. So what I did here, whenever the user try to type something, click on something, I am checking. If it's not enter, then I'm removing the message here because I'm changing the state. So whenever I change the state, what would happen to my component? Whenever I change the state, what will happen to my component? It will re-render, exactly. So it will re-render and it will remove the message automatically. And as you said, like that, I don't need to use any set timeout. Is it okay? Okay, fine. That's nice. But I'm not done here. What if the input here, everything is okay? Now, when the input is okay, I'm receiving the value and the user click on enter or click on add. Now I need to add to do, right? I need to add a to do. But how can I add a to do? Maybe I can create it. So let's try to create it. Const to do or task is equal to object. I want it to be an object. I want to add the ID. So each to do must have an ID. I will for now use date, and I need to have a text, and the text, of course, it will be input. And here I will have completed, either it will be true or false, but by default, the completed, it will be false. Now, here, date dot now, it will generate an ID for me, but that's not a good approach. And I need to use a library. And this library is called React UUID. So if I go to my package.json, as you can see here, we have something called React UUID. So let's search for this library. We have UUID and we have also React UUID. So there are two libraries. This one is specifically for React. Let's search for it and see what's the problem with this. How can I use this function or this library? So React UUID, all I have to do, it's super simple to use. As you can see, all I have to do, I need to install it, npm I React UUID, and then I need to import it this way. And then all I have to do, I need to call this one as the function, and it will generate a unique ID for me. Super simple. So let me copy this one here, where I want to create the new ID in my form, right? Yes, no? So maybe I can just import it like that. And now here I want to create the ID here. So now I can call UUID, and it will be a function. Voila, I can execute it, and now it will give me unique ID. Let's try now to log the to-do to see if it's okay or not. Log to-do. Save it. Let me go to my project, refresh, and now let's enter hello. Click, voila, now I have my object. So as you can see, I have my unique ID, I have the text hello, and I have completed false, and that's what I want to. So my to-do is complete. Yes, no? That's really good. But now, I mean, I cannot create this one here. I don't have to-dos yet. So what I need to do now, I need to create the to-dos list, because if I don't have to-do list, how can I add a new to-do to it? So now I need to create it. So where I can create this to-do list, well, whether I can create it, I can create it on main. Let's go to the main here. And in the main, I'm importing my form, which is nice. Now here I can create a piece of state. And this piece of state, it will be to-dos and set to-dos. What will be the to-dos? What type of data to-dos will be? What type of, I know one to-do is an object, but what type of to-dos, plural, will be?
Array.
Of course, array. So it will be an array. It will be an array of objects. Okay. So now what I can do, I can just say const to-dos like that, set to-dos, and use state, and here it will be array. I can make it, so the default value, I'll make it an empty array here. Of course, now I need to import my use state, otherwise I will have a problem. Import use state, use state like that, voila. And that should be okay. No, that's my, so now that's my to-dos, and that's my set to-dos. The default value is an empty array, which is great. Okay. So now, from the form, I have my form, right? From my form, I want to be able to add a new to-do. Maybe I can create a function here for that, because I have the to-dos, and here I can add it, right? So let's create my function and say const add, what should we name it? Add to-do. I'm just checking if you are with me or not. No, not you. Add to-do. Of course, when I'm trying to add to-do, I will have the to-do. What to-do it will be? Or to-do data? What to-do data it will be? It will be an object, indeed. Okay, fine. Click here. And now what should I do? Can anyone tell me what should I do? I have my data, and now I need to change the state of to-do. But how can I change it? So somehow I need to add this to-do data inside these to-dos, but I don't know how. How can I do it? Of course, I need to use this function, which is set to-dos. But should I delete the old to-dos, or should I keep them? I need to keep them, exactly. So here, my new state, is it depend on the old state or not? Are you sure? So my new, let's say I have 3 to-dos, I want to add 1. So I have 3 to-dos here. Let's say it's not an empty array. I have 3 to-dos and I have 1. When I create a new state, should I remove those, or should I add those and add this one to them? That means my new state depends on the old state. So I told you before, if my new state depend on the old state, I should pass what to set to do's?
The previous.
Yes, I need to pass. I need to pass. Yes, but what it was, I need to pass a function. I need to pass a function. So let's try to do it now. So what I can do here now, I can just say set to do's. As you can see here, it's a function. So previous that's the old to do. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my new to do, and then I will say dot dot previous. Can anyone tell me what is dot 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 previous? Spread operator. So what spread operator doing here? It will take my old to do's, all of them, and it will be put on the new state, and it will add to do data inside it. And that's what I want. Notice here that to do the new to do, I added at the beginning. Why?
Because it's the last
No, I added at the beginning because I want to show it
first.
at the top. So at the top of application. If I put it here at the end, it will show down here. That's not what I want to. I want to show it at the top.
When you return the page, to go down.
No. Because what I'm doing here, I'm adding it at the beginning. No, it will not happen. So this one was limitation for JavaScript, and I needed to create a util function here in React. No. Okay. That's nice. I have my function, but I don't have the to-do data. Where is my to-do data? Where is my to-do data? Where is my to-do data? In the form. So what I can do? Can I pass this function as a props? Can I? Oh, so let's add it then. Add to do. To do. I should bring my other keyboard. To do, it's equal. Now I'm going to pass my function as a prop. What is the name of my function? It's called to do. Voila. Now, if I go to my form, I will receive this function. Click. And I can go here and I will receive it. My props, what is the type of props? What type of props? Props, is it array? Is it object? What is the type of props?
Object.
It is an object, so I can destructure it. So voila, and I can pass to do. And this one, it will be a function. That's nice. Now I need to go to my props here because I add a new prop. And my prop here, it will be add to do. Its prop type func is required. Func mean function is required. That means I need it. And voila. But now here, what do I need to do? I need to add this guy to do. So all I have to do, I can just call my function in here. Voila. And I need to pass. What do I need to pass? What do I need to pass to my function? The to do data, right? So that to do. Voila. Save, voila. So now what will happen here? I'm passing this function, but what is this function doing? Well, this function here, when I call the function, I need to pass data. And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling the function, I'm passing my data. When I pass my data will come here to main, and then it will be added to the to-dos. Is the idea clear here? So if I go again to my form, that's my function, which is add to do. And here, when I'm calling my function, I'm passing the to do data. And this to do data, then it will be added to the to dos in the main. Okay, let's try it. I don't have a component to show, so it will actually, maybe I can. What I can do, I can go to, I can go to main. I can log it. Where is it? Where is it? Main. Where is main? That's main. And maybe whenever the state is, I can just log the state here. Log to dos. Log to dos. Because I don't have component now. Okay, so what I can do, click, voila. Now here it's empty. Why? Oh, now it's been added, as you can see. So the first time it will be empty because nothing inside it. But now if I add, so as you can see, voila, see? Now my to-dos here is being added. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them is being added, which is nice. Now my form component is almost done. I just have a slightly problem. Can anyone tell me what's the problem? So if I click enter, good morning. Yeah. How are you?
Fine.
How was your vacation?
It wasn't really vacation, but it was good.
Yeah, it was very good. Okay, I have a slightly problem here. Can anyone tell me? So I need to empty the input, right? So how can I empty the input? It's super simple. After the, I call my function. Let me remove this one. I don't need the log anymore. I will go to my form, and after I am calling this function, now I need to reset the input. So how can I reset the input? Well, I will use this function, which is set input, and I pass empty string. Voila. And problem fixed. And now here, if I hit enter, voila, now it's empty. So as you can see, React make everything super simple. So all the time, I just need to modify my data, my state, and I don't need to do anything with the DOM because the DOM automatically, it will be updated. And that's why we call it React. Because when I change my data, the DOM automatically react to this change. Okay? Yes? Good. Now my form is fine. It's fine, not a bad. I need now to show my to-dos. But how can I show my to-dos? Did I import this guy into? I did not import the CSS. Let me import the CSS. And it was /form. Yeah. And maybe I have some changes. Yeah, it's okay. Now it's bad. My CSS is working. I forgot something. For the input here, I forgot to give it a placeholder. So let's give it a placeholder. Add a new to-do. That should be okay. And here, add a new to-do. That's fine. Other than that, everything is to be fine. On the bottom, I don't have to add anything. Why? Because when I click on the bottom, my form is being submitted, and I have event to handle submit the form, which is on submit. So everything is good. Okay, now what do I need to do now? Well, what I need to do here, I need to go to my main. In my main, I have the to-dos, as you can see, right? So now what I need to do, I need to create a component which is to-do list. And this to-do list, I will pass this to-do to the to-do list so it can render them after that. Because I want to show the to-dos, right? So the first step I need to create this component, which to-do list, that means it will be all the to-do. And I need to create one component also for single to-do as well. So to-do list, it will be all the array, but to-do, it will be only one object here. Clear? How can I create a component? RAFCP. And here, no, that's not the correct one, actually. RAFCP, that's what I want to. Let's get rid of this one. And that's to-do list here. Let's make it an order list. Why did not update UL? Thank you. Okay, that should be fine. Props, for now, I don't need props. I will later, of course, I will need it, but for now, I don't need it. So now my to-do list, it will be an order list. Oh, it's okay. And now here, of course, in the prop, I should receive what? What should I receive? To-do, plural or singular? Are you sure? It's to-do list, huh? So that's my to-dos. And now what I can just import my component, which is to-do list inside my main. So let's import it. Import to-do list from to-do list. And here I can just do it this way. And I'm passing my to-dos, as you can see. That's my to-dos I'm passing as the props. Of course, now I will receive it, as I told you. So I will receive this array of to-dos. What is the type of my... do you need it, guys?
Yeah. Rochelle already told you that
It's fine, you can take it. No, it's okay. No. It's fine because it's actually originally for them. It belongs to them. It does not belong to us. As a Wi-Fi, I think the Mac should work without Wi-Fi. So maybe you can follow his Mac, guys. One Mac guy. One Mac guy. And I'm recording it as well. Don't worry. I'm recording it as well.
I don't need it.
No, you don't need it. Who needs the Wi-Fi? That's perfect then. Okay, perfect. So we don't need it. So why you ask me all the time to bring the Wi-Fi? Yep.
You do some exercise.
Ah, yeah, so I can do some, so I can do some weight. I can see. That's good. You're really good students. That's fine. That's fine. Now let's go to my to-do list here. I told you what's the type of data. It will be what is to-dos. Guys, what is to-dos?
Object. Object.
To-dos is plural.
Array of objects.
Array of objects. So how can I do it? I can just say prop type dot array dot is required. That should be simple. Now, because it's an array, what should I do now here? I need to put some JavaScript here. I need to take my array and I need to map through it. And for each to do, I need to create a to do component. So how can I do that? Well, it's simple. I can just say to do dot map. And what is the single of to do? To do one, huh? So to do, or I can name it to do data if I want to, it's fine. And remember here, I cannot use curly braces. I need to use parentheses here because I want to return something. And here, what I can do, I can just create li, or no, I can just call my component, which I did not create yet, which it will be to do, single to do. So let me try to create a single to do like that. And let me close it for now. I don't have to do's, single component. I don't have it, so I need to now to create it. So of course, I need to pass my data as well to do like that as a props. I need to pass my data as a prop to do like that. And that will be to do. So I'm passing my data here, which will be an object. No, so this is one array, a single of array. When I'm looping through this one, I will have an object, and I'm passing it to this component, which I don't have yet. I need to create. So let's create it, RAFC-P. And let's get rid of this one. What type of prop I'm receiving here? I'm receiving to do, right? Which is an object, right? Yes, no? Because here I am passing the object. When I'm looping through an array, it's array of objects. So each time I will have an object. And I'm passing my object to this component, which is to do. As that means inside to do here, I will have this guy here, which will be an object. That's okay. Let me import my component so I don't have any problem here. What was the name of my component? Single to do, right? Import to do from to do. And now here it should be fine, I suppose. Yeah, why? It's telling me missing key. So I have a problem. I need to add a key. What should I add the key? So it's, I told you, whenever I'm mapping through something in React, I need to have a unique key. What should I add the key here? What can be value of the key? It must
Index.
be E. Okay, now my here to do is an object, right? What property I have inside my object, my to do? ID, text, and completed. So I can use the ID because the ID is unique. So here what I can do, I can just say key and it's equal to do dot ID, and voila, problem fixed. Now here, let's go to my single to do. I am receiving my to dos here. And here it's an object. I can just say, for example, to do like that. I can do it in two ways, actually. I can say prop dot object dot is require, or that's important. If I want to specify each property inside my object, can I do that? So here I'm just saying in my prop type dot object dot is require. Can I tell them, for example, I need ID, I need text, I need this one. Can I do that or not? How? Prop type dot. So we have something called, we have something called shape. So if I type shape is a function. And in shape now, I can pass an object. And in this object, I can pass all my properties. So now I need an ID. ID is string, text is a string, completed is a Boolean, and it is required. So I can use this this function, which is called shape, to define what property I need inside my object. Yes.
This shape is different from the one you explained yesterday. When we used string and
one type of
yes, it's the same thing or different?
No, they are different. One type of it could be if I have two, one of two. But here I'm saying I have an object, but I want inside the object, I want the ID, I want the text, I want the completed. I'm just giving more detail for my function. What property do I have? So what property I have inside my object? Okay, that's fine. Now for the LA here, I need to create LA like that, which is list here. And inside the list here, I need to now add some stuff here. What can I add? Well, first I need to add the text. How can I add the text here? Well, I can create a div. And inside this div here, now I can add my text. How can I grab the text? I can just say to do dot text. It's simple. What should I add also? I need to add a div because now I need to add two buttons. So I will add a div. And inside this one, I need two buttons. So the first button here, it will be check or checked. Check or checked. And the second one, it will be delete. For now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm keeping this way. I will come back later to finish everything. But now let's go to the other component to make sure everything is working. Then I'm going back to this one. Let's just test it quickly to see if it's working or not. Well, I have something actually. Yeah, it's not styled. It's ugly, but I have two buttons. That's nice. So yeah, it's okay. See, nice. But of course, this two button functionality is not working yet. So I need to make them functional. Okay. So I'm almost done. I just need to add the functionality to this button and I need to add styles. Clear? Yes? So now first to do here, I need to add my CSS. So I can just say import to do CSS, which is good. And I need to go to my to-do list as well. I need to import. No, that's wrong. It's not to do. I need to import. Yeah. That's my component. I need to import the CSS now. Import dot slash. It was to-do list, right? Thank you. To-do list dot CSS, and I'm importing this one as well. Main, am I importing the CSS? I don't know. No, I'm not importing the CSS, so I need to import the CSS as well. Main dot CSS, and now it should be fine. It should be fine, I think. Let's go here. Yeah, now the CSS is being implemented. It's a little bit more beautiful, actually. Voila. Cool. Now I need to work on these two functionality here. This button here and this button here. Let's work on the delete. Delete is the simplest one. So let's work on delete first. So where is my button? My button is inside the to-do, right? So I need now to somehow I need to add something into this button. And when a user click on this button, Daria, you are with me? When I click on this button, I want to delete this to-do. How can I do that? Samuel, what do you think? I need to add event, right? Because as you know, if I don't add the event to the button, I cannot do anything, right? So what will be the event? On click, of course. On click, it's a button. And when I go click on click, and now here I need to do something. I need to create a function here. And this function here, I need to pass the ID of this to do. Why? Because I need the ID. If I don't have the ID, I cannot do anything. So I need to somehow to pass the ID. And somehow I need to go where I want to go. I want to go to main. Why? Can anyone tell me why do I need to go to main? Because my to-dos, where is my to-dos? Where is my to-dos here? It is inside main. So I need somehow to go inside main, or I can create a function here. Voila. And this function here, I can say, for example, delete to do. Okay, let's create my function here. Const delete to do. Delete to do. I told you that delete to do function will receive something or not as a parameter. It receives something as a parameter or not? ID. Very good. So I will need to pass the ID here. So now when I have the ID, it becomes simple. When I have an array of object and I have the ID, so all I have to do, I have somehow to loop through this array and then check if any object has the same ID. I just need somehow to remove it. So the best way here, it will be to filter the data. So if I filter my array, and if any object has the same ID, I did not take it, as the other I take them, and my job, it will be done. So how can I do that? Well, it's quite simple. Now I need to say here, set to do. Now set to do is my previous state depend on the new state, or the new state depend on the old one or not? Of course it depends, because I'm going to take all of them, but the one with the same ID, I'm going to remove it. So it depends on the old state. So I need to pass a function here. And here, let me name it prev, which will be previous. And here, all I have to do, I can take the previous one and filter. Of course, now when I'm using filter, I will have one object. If the object, any object with ID, if it's not equal to the ID I want to, it will return it. But if it's equal to the ID, I don't want it. And that's what I'm doing. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking to do here, it will be single to do, it will be objects, and I'm saying to do dot ID. If it's not equal to this ID, it will return it. It will keep it. But if it's equal to it, it will not keep it. That's fine. But now I need my function here, this function where I need it. I need it inside my to do, single to do. How can I pass it to single to do? But I don't have single to do. I have to do list. Do you understand the problem here? I need this function delete to do inside the to do here component. But the problem here, I don't have to do component here, but I have the to do list. So what should I do? So imagine this way, that's main, that to do list, and that's to do. Can I directly pass it from main to do, or I have to pass it to the to do list? Then I need to pass it to the to do. So in when we are dealing with props, it's not possible just to take the props from one component to another component, from the parent to the child. No, I need to pass it from the parent to the child, to the child, to the child. That's how React works. I cannot do any other thing. Okay, so now what I can do here, I can pass it to the to-do list. So I can just say delete to do, and delete to do, of course, it will be a function, delete to do. And now, of course, I will receive it now inside to-do list, right? So let's go to do list, and I will receive it here. And of course, and now I need to add it also to my prop type. It's a function, voila. And now here I can pass it to my to do, delete to do, delete to do. So that's something ugly with props, which is I can, if let's say if I have a parent component, child, and then grandchild, I cannot pass the data from the parent to the grandchild. I need to pass it from the parent to the child to the child. So that's here. That's something ugly, but we cannot do anything else. Okay. For now, later on, we will learn something else, which is Redux. So you need to know something here. All the time when you are passing the props, you need to pass it from the parent to the child if you want to. If the first child need it, you need to pass it to the first child. But if the second child need it, you need to pass the first child and then the grandchild. Okay? I think it's clear. Yes, Richard? Okay, now it's perfect. Now I am just passing my to do, and now here I will receive it inside a single to do. So let me go to single to do, and here I will have delete, and problem fixed, I think, right? I need to add this function also to my props. And now here I can just simply call my function. Can I just directly do that? Can I do that like that? And I pass the ID? No, I cannot do that. Why? Because here it will be executed immediately. So I need to pass a function. And voila, and now problem fixed. Voila. Let's go and let's try it. Let's add something. Let's add a lot of them actually. And let's here click delete, voila, delete, delete, delete. And it's working perfectly. Simple, huh? you want me, you make me to want to cry. Why? Your face. Okay. So the functionality of delete is okay, it's finished. Now I have just one functionality, which is check or checked, which will be simple, by the way. Now, what do I mean by check or checked here? So if, let's click on this one. Now, let's say if this to do is completed, should this text here, should be checked or checked? It should be checked. But if it's false, is not completed, it should be checked, right? So here I need to render my text conditionally, actually. I cannot just render my text like that. Why? Because simply here, I need to check to do dot, it was completed, right? Completed. Now here, if to do dot completed, if it's true, I want it to be checked, right? Checked. But if it's false, I want it to be checked. Check, and it must be string. Check like that. Voila. And because they are false, all of them now, I don't have any true one. As you can see, I have check, 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 check. All of them are checked. But later on, when I create my function, I click on this one, the text will change, okay?
Without adding a class.
Hmm?
Without adding a class.
We will add the class, don't worry.
Huh?
We'll add the class. Now, the most important functionality after that, I add the class for styling.
No, I mean for the check or check.
Yeah,
On the previous project, we added a class, and if it's selected, the text change.
yeah, but
Here we
I
don't
will
have to
add the
do-
class here. I will add the class here in the bottom here. I will add the class, don't worry.
But the class for CSS or for check or not check?
No, so the class here, it will be for CSS
Yeah.
because depending on the,
That's what I said on the previous project. If the element was selected, the inner text changed.
okay,
Here, no.
I can now do the same, say to do dot completed. If it's completed, now here, what I can do, I can add a class, I think it was done. And here, if it's not, I will add a class not done, if I'm not mistaken. I need to check my classes. So as you can see here, I'm rendering two stuff. I'm rendering the class conditionally, and also I'm rendering the text conditionally. Okay, that's fine. But now I need to add something else to my button. What should I add to my button? I need to add something to my button. What it is, when I click on it, I need to do something. What it will be? Yes, but what is the event? What is the event?
On click.
On click, of course. So I need to add an on click here. And when I on click, I will just need to pass also as an ID here. And maybe I can name it toggle to do, or maybe I can name it check to do. So let's name my function check to do. Now it will be the same idea actually. Check to do here. I need to have it in the main. Why? Because when the user check on this one, I need to loop through my data and I go to grab this to do, and I need to make the completed from true to false or from false to true. So what should I do now? Well, I should go to the main and I should create my function here. Can anyone remind me what was the name of the function? Check to do. And I will need the ID. I will need the ID, of course. If I don't have the ID, how could I know which one is being checked? So now what I can do here, I can map through them. Actually, this should be nice. No, but let me do it. So I explain it, it will be better. Now here, of course, now I need to modify my state. So I need to use this function, which is set to do, right? Now a simple question for you. Is my new state depend on the old state or not? So what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna grab all my to do, but this specific to do, I'm just gonna change the completed from true to false or from false to true. So is my new state depend on the old state or not?
Say no, but not sure.
Why not?
Because it's one to do.
Yes, but the old one, so the old one, should I delete them?
No.
Because I cannot delete them, that means it depends on them, I should keep them.
Yeah.
So depending on something, that means I need the old state. If I don't have the old state, that's what dependent mean. I need the old state because I want to keep all the to-dos except this one, I need to change something. So my state depend on the new state depend on the old state. That means I need to pass a function here. So I will just say prev, that would be the previous state. Prev. So what are the previous state? Can anyone tell me what is the previous state? What is the previous state? Is it array? Is it, what is the previous state?
Object.
No. All the time it's array. Previous state and the new state, all of the time they're array. Okay. So because it's array, now I can map through them, or I can use for each for them. I can loop through them. Why? Because I'm looking for this specific to do with this ID. Okay. So what I can do now, I can just say prev, which will be an array. And I can either use map or for each. I'm going to use map. So what is the single of previous to what is the single of to do's? It's to do. And here what I can do, I can check if to do dot ID is equal to my ID, then I need to flip the complete. So to do dot complete, it's equal to not to do dot complete. What's that supposed to mean? Well, that's supposed to mean if to do dot complete here, if it was true, I need to make it false. And if it's false, I need to make it true. And here after that, I'm going to return my to do. There's nothing new here. Yeah, but that's not going to work actually. Here I need to return something. I can just return. Voila, that's what I want to. So what I want to do here, if that's the to do I want to, I will copy all the property from the two. So I will copy the text, I will copy the ID as it is, but I'm gonna change the completed from true to false. That's it. And completed here, it will be the opposite of the previous completed. So if the previous completed was true, now it will become false. If it's false, now it will become true. And here I'm returning. If not, if it's not the same ID, I'm gonna return the to do. Remember, I need to return both here because I'm mapping through them, so I need to return something. If I did not return anything, it will not add anything to my new state, and that's not what I want to. I want to keep it because map here, as you can see, it's more than one line. So I put my curly braces here. I need to return something. If it was one line, I don't have to return anything. But now the arrow function is more than one line, so I need to return something. So if that's the to do I want to, I will return. I will destructure the to do, which is object. I will create a new object, the structure, take all the property, but I'm gonna just change the completed from true to false. If it's not the two I want to, I need to return it, that's it. And now here, if I go here and I refresh, clicky, it looks like I have some problem here. Function are not valid. Yeah, because I did not pass my function here. So I did not pass my function yet here. So I have my function, now my last function, which is called check to do, right? I can pass it, same idea, just like to did delete. What was the name? Check to do. Voila, I'm gonna pass it to the to-do list. And then I'm going to this guy, to-do list. And I'm gonna pass it here also as a prop. And I need to pass it here also as a prop because I need it in the single to-do. And of course, I need to add it here, otherwise it will complain. Check to-dos, which is function. So now, okay, now all I have to do, I need to go to my single to-do, receiving my function, and voila, magic. So I have check that's check to do. I'm calling it and I'm passing the ID, and that's what I want to. I need to add it here as well. Delete to do and check to do. It should be a function, and now it should be fine. Let's try it. Yeah, but here I have a problem. I'm not sure what's the problem. If I click on this one, nothing is going on. Okay, let me just check my to do. Last name, it's equal to this one, yes. Yeah, but I have a problem. Am I not? Can anyone tell me what's the problem? Can anyone tell me what's the problem? Can anyone tell me what's the problem? Well, that's what's the problem. I was putting the on click my function here inside the text. It should be inside the opening tag. So that was the problem. Clicky, refresh stuff. And now here, if I click on this one, what the hell happened?
Even you conditional
Sorry,
conditional rendering is outside.
where is it? Where is it?
Line number 14.
14. To do dot completed. Checked. Checked. It shouldn't be any problem here, Niando. Because to do dot completed, if it's true, it will be checked. If it's false, it will be checked. No, I don't think there's any problem here. Let's see again. A cell prop type to do's is marked as required, but to do list. But yeah, I'm passing something wrong. To do list. Let's see. The error is coming from main, so let's click on main. Yeah. No problem here. I probably have something wrong here. If to do, yeah, I'm inside the function, not a problem. If to do dot ID is equal to ID, I need to return it completed. It should be fine. Else I'm returning to do, so there shouldn't be any problem actually. I think the problem may be here. Mm. Just a second, just a second. Maybe I can get rid of this one. I can get rid of this one. And now here I can just go here. Ah, no, 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 that's not what I want. I don't think it's returning this stuff. Okay. Expected another one. Really? Mhm. Let's try. Delete, it's working. So the problem here, it will be with my function, which will be with this one. Oh, no, it's working. Not sure what was the problem because I didn't change anything actually. Oh, well, now it's working as you can see. So the text is being, yeah, but now as you can see, they're adding the class here to this bottom. I don't want the class to be added here. I want the class to be added to the text. So can you see the problem? So now I have checked, yes, but now is the class is being added to the bottom itself. I don't want to the bottom, I want to add it to the text. So, so all I have to do, I need to go to do. And where's the class? This one here, it shouldn't be on the button. It should be inside the text itself. So Control X. This one here, I should add it here. Voila. And I think that should be okay. Voila, that's what I said. So here it check. Now it's checked. Voila. Check, checked. Check, uncheck, check, uncheck, and delete. Now notice something. As the project is done, of course, but let's go to React Dev Tool. Now, if I am inside React Dev Tool, where is my to-dos? Where is my to-do state? In which component? No, my to-dos, it's inside the main, right? So as you can see, that's my current state. So I can see my state here if I want to. Click. So let me click on this one. I can see my state. So all of them are false. Now, if I check this one, see, it become true. So I can see my state here in the DevTools if I want to. And I can see that everything is being correctly added. And now here, if I go, come on. So it's true, true, true. If I delete this one, notice my state is being updated. So that means everything is good. Cool? Question. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, I'm going here. I'm going to create a new repo. I am selecting the owner. The owner is me. And here I will name it to-dos test because I think I already have to-dos. But anyway, I'm going to just create my repo. Voila. And now all I have to do, because I already have a repo, I'm going to copy this command. Copy. Go here. I did not initialize get, so I need to initialize it. I need to say get init. Voila. And now here, I just need to paste this one. Voila. The second command here, I need to copy this one. Copy it. Voila. And then here, I need to just say get status. So I have 21 changes, as you can see. I can just say get add. Let me just remove this one. Get add. Come on. Get add. And get commit. I need to just commit maybe initial commit. And here, I just need to go here and copy the last command. Voila. Super simple. Clicky, and voila, it's been pushed. Now I will go to my, this guy, refresh. And I have all my code, as you can see. I have public, I have source, I have everything, which is nice. Now what I need to do, I need to remember what is the name of my repo. I'm going to copy this one. And I'm going to go to my Netlify, clicky. I go to site configuration. Yeah, but where is my site? I need to click on some. Click on some. And when I click on some and I click on sites, it will give me add new site. I'm going to click on add a new site, import from existing project. Which platform I'm using? I'm using GitHub, of course. Voila. And now I need to search for my repo. So I can just paste it here. And It will take a little bit time to search. And well, I find it. So let's click on this guy. Samir, yes. The branch is main, yes. npm run build, yes. And all I have to do is deploy. And now I need to wait for it. Hmm?
Now to create a project from there.
Delete?
Yeah, but
It's simple, I'll show you.
trying to take one of them.
It's fine, it's fine. You need to go to project site, I think. And now publish. Now, if I click on this one, Agnieszka, voila. See? Check and check. Check and check, delete. It's working perfectly. And if you want to show me the link, there's a link here. There's a link to your project, okay?
Okay, thank you. Perfect. And if I made some changes,
If you made some changes, just push to GitHub and it will automatically reload.
okay, so I don't need to do anything with
Oh,
Netlify.
no.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Delete this site. So it's a site configuration, delete this site, okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop recording and now you can start your project. I've been talking for almost